Welcome to Riverfront Territory. I am Trent Rosecrans. I am a senior MLB writer for The Athletic, covering the Reds, and he has given up. He is Danny Graves, a man who has given up a career cycle to Jeff Kent. And yeah.
Whoa. Seriously?
Yeah, he was 8 for 23 against you with a home run, 3 doubles, a triple, 5 RBI, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Can I tell you the triple? I know exactly when that was. I knew I gave up a homer and a double. I just don't remember the single. The triple was a very dark day. It was on my birthday. The only time that I pitched on my birthday in 2002 at Synergy.
Mm-hmm.
I came in the 8th inning, and I came in the 9th. We were tied with the Giants. Came in the 9th, put up a 0. So I went back out for the 10th. Gave up a home run to Marvin Bernard, home run to Barry Bonds, triple a blooper down the line that bounced around to Jeff Kent, and then a homer to Andres Galarraga. I believe it was in that exact order. 3 homers and a triple in one inning before getting an out. Yeah. So that's the exact triple.
That's a rough day of work.
Yeah. And that's the only time in my career, Trent, that I pitched on my birthday.
So what year was this again? 2002,
2002.
you said, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, now I got to check your math. Because we talked the other day about how these memories can sometimes be a little bit off. And so I like to, I'm a fact checker. That's what I do, man.
Yes.
2002, August 7th. I just like you because you're older than me. That does not happen much anymore. August. Let's try 2001.
Or was it 2000? Or was it 2001?
We're off to a good start here. August 7th, yep. Lost 9-3 in 11 innings. You pitched the 10th through 11th innings.
Okay, not the 9th and 10th. 10th and 11th.
1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 home runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 8 batters faced.
Yeah, so the 1 walk and 2 strikeouts was in the 10th inning, but I got out of that with no runs.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of black here, like the black for scoring.
Yeah, the 11th.
In the 11th, tied 3-3. First batter, Barry Bonds.
Okay, Barry.
1-1 pitch. This was before you just walked him for any reason. And then, not like the guys behind him were schlubs. Jeff Kent, triple. Andres Galarraga, home run. Marvin Bernard, home run. Benito Santiago, single. Ramon Martinez popped up. So at least you got that.
Wait, so I kept pitching after I felt
like... Oh, no, you were out. I'm sorry. Chris Nitching replaced Danny Graves.
Okay. Yeah, after the Marvin Bernard homer.
Yeah, they only let you. 3 homers and a triple were enough.
Yeah.
For 2001, who was your manager then?
It was Bob Boone. Yeah.
I'm sure Bob took that well.
He knew that I would be okay.
Good. So, with that little affray, that's actually going to come into the second part of the show. First part, we're going to talk a little bit about what is coming this week besides the Eras Committee Hall of Fame vote, which we just mentioned 2 of those players on it, and Jeff Kent and Barry Bonds. And that is announced Sunday. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But right now, we're going to start with the winter meetings, which officially start Monday. I get there Sunday. Most people will arrive on Sunday. I will probably go straight to the hotel and straight to sleep. Because
that's what you think, anyways, right?
No, I'm pretty sure because I have on the docket are later nights, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday will be one night to sleep, and then winter meetings is all later nights. So that is going to be my one chance to sleep, and because I'm old, I will need it.
So how you're gone for how long? A whole week?
Yeah, I leave or left. When you're listening to this, I left on Wednesday the 3rd to go to New York. This is PTO. Me and my best friend go to New York. We did it last year. We're doing it again this year for 4 shows by our favorite band. And and then I will go from New York to Orlando. Last year I went from New York to Dallas, where the winter meetings were. And we were gonna just, like, that Saturday night show, we're like, all right, we're beat. And we're like, we're just going to go to the hotel. We both have flights in the morning. Lee was going back to Savannah. And I was going to Dallas. And, like, so we're leaving the show. And Craig, the singer, texts Lee and just says, like, hey, come meet me at this bar for a couple drinks. And we're like,
of course.
All right. And so we did that.
For a couple drinks or a couple hours?
It was a little bit of both. Actually, Craig left early, but we were having fun, so we kept staying. And then, it was tough.
Yeah. Hey,
but I got
it's a once a year thing that you do. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's excusable.
The band does it. They're called the Hold Steady. They do it every December, and it's always been the same weekend as Reds Fest. So I'd never gotten to go. And they call it Massive Nights after a song that they have called Massive Nights. This is Massive Nights 10 this year, and 9 was my first one, but the first 8 I was not able to go to because of Reds Fest. Last year, no convention center, no Reds Fest. Yeah. I got to go. And then this year, Reds Fest has been moved to January because that's when the new convention center, or the renovated convention center, opens, and there is no Reds Caravan. So, just
maybe they should have this Reds Fest in January every year, so that you don't miss this annual appointment.
I've talked to Bob about this, and we'll see.
I have
that kind of pull with Bob Castellini.
Of course, yes. And then I'll mention it too and show what kind of pull I have with Bob Castellini. But like, actually having it in January would make sense because it's closer to the season getting ready to start. So everybody's going to be excited.
I think, and I understand that, but it's also like a lot of vendors will go and you can get your Christmas presents and you can do that kind of thing.
But a lot more people would go in January because they have more money in January because they save money for Christmas presents. I think December's a time that people might not spend as much money.
No, you're spending money everywhere. January, you're like catching up, like, oh crap, what did I do? So maybe, I don't know. Your Christmases are different than mine.
I get nothing for Christmas.
Oh, buddy. I'll get you a hat with your name on it. Like,
I'm getting you one with your name on it, whether you like it or not.
I'm afraid which name you're going to use. So yeah. Some things I've been called many things. So
I haven't called you many different ones though. So
no, you haven't.
No,
some of your cohorts have, but that's a whole different story.
Right.
And you know what else? Well, here's one of the things that called me. We're going to hear from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
KP, the website is chubbyshorts.com. The brand is Chubby's, but it's not just shorts.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the website's name. This is a one-stop shop for all things that I love. Swimming trunks, golf polos, and even flannels. It fits me perfectly. One Stop Shop is the place to go.
Yes, sir. KP, I've been wearing their flannel overshirt. It's like my favorite flannel, and your softest sweater having a little baby. It's the best of both worlds. Classic flannel look with the warmth of a fleece, and we know it's that time of year to pull that off. The Chubby's flannel overshirt. It feels like your favorite flannel, but with the warmth of a cozy sweater. And for a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off your purchase at Chubby's with the promo code FOUL at checkout. But if it's Black Friday, skip the code. Take advantage of an even bigger markdown during their exclusive Black Friday sale. Just head to chubbysshorts.com and make sure to support the show by telling them that Foul Territory sent you.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I do. I would never call you that, ever.
Well, that's nice of you.
I call myself that, but
well, I think I got a couple pounds on you. Yeah, you are closer to your playing weight than I am. But your playing time was sooner. So yeah. So anyway, we're going to start this with winter meetings. I think on our last episode, you talked a little bit about you wish you would have gone a little bit more and what they were like for you. So it is basically, you know, I think there's a misconception about what it actually is or what it looks like on the ground. I hear all these people be like, oh man, I wish I could go. And like, I can see going once, like, yeah, hey, there's, you know, whoever, both.
You mean as a fan?
Yeah.
You talking about it?
And there are fans who will go. But yeah, for the rest of us, we do a lot of hanging out in the lobby, walking around, looking for people who are avoiding us and avoiding people who are looking for us. So yeah, it's a pretty good thing. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure for you guys, finding stories or waiting for stories or whatever it is, it's a lot of just.
It's a lot of like, you know, they call it like invisible work when it's like real people doing work. That's really cool thing about mothers and parenting and all that. And I do not wish to compare what I do professionally to what mothers do because it's a lot more, and parents do. All parents. Yeah. But the thing is like, I think it's a lot of the work that you will see. It's hard to like say, okay, this is what I got done in this week. And it may not be in a story, but it could be someone I talk to and I remember it later and it comes up and I use it somehow. It's just like pure information gathering and
intel,
putting some stuff ahead. Yeah. It's homework, and it's like talking to people and figuring some things out. And that's talking, I talk to, you know, of course, Nick Kroll and Brad Metter. You talk to managers, you talk to other front office members, you talk to agents. Sometimes there's players around, former players, other writers, broadcasters, like just basically everybody in the game. The major league side is there. It used to be combined with the minor league, like events, and that is no longer. So it's a lot smaller, and you have a lot fewer like job seekers, even though you still have a lot of job seekers. So you'll see a lot of like 20-year-olds in suits that look really uncomfortable. And
they dress up in suits?
Oh yeah, because they're trying to get a job. You know, like they're going like, "Hey, do you have any internships?" And they're interviewing and all.
Those. Oh, I thought you meant like 20-year-old players, like trying to find a job. No. Oh, I see.
Regular people with no baseball talent, unlike yourself.
I see.
So it's always kind of funny, and it's like you just kind of look around and be like, and then they'll be like, there will be the occasional person who's very nice and will be like, "Excuse me, Mr. Graves, my name's Bobby. It's really nice to meet you. I watched you, or my dad watched you when he was a kid and told me about you."
Yeah, I wasn't born yet, but
you know, but there's a lot of that, and it's also like when anybody comes up to me and like recognizes or says anything to me, it's super nice and I really appreciate it, and it's like very humbling and all that. But yeah, no, it's kind of an interesting thing. The Reds have not done much so far this offseason. And, as for what I expect, I don't. Like, I think a lot of people go into the winter meetings thinking of the old days where, like, a lot of deals would get done. And it's because everybody was there.
Yeah.
And they could do it. Well, we're in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
People have cell phones,
Yeah.
And so much is done online and, through texts and all this. And, like, it's kind of like what I was saying about the invisible work is, like, just because the Reds haven't done anything doesn't mean Nick Kroll and Brad Matter are, like, on a cruise in the Mediterranean.
Right. Their texts and emails are still blowing up, I'm sure.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to find it. And, like, right before the winter meetings, I think there might be some of those things where they've got deals that they're really close, and it's just like, okay, I'm going to give one more stab, see if anything else is out there better.
Yeah.
And that can happen. You have the draft lottery. You have on Sunday, you have the Hall of Fame announcement for the Eras Committee. Monday, I think it's just kind of general. I think Monday and Tuesday managers speak and they split them up. Wednesday, they have like GM availability in the Rule 5 draft. Yeah. The Rule 5 draft is always the last thing. And I think it's Tuesday that they do the draft lottery. So that's new. And that's it. It used to be through Thursday. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a day shorter than it used to be. You don't have the minor leagues. You don't have the trade show, which was my favorite part. Did you ever?
Wait,
oh, yeah, you never went. Like the trade show.
Like the baseball cards and stuff?
No, like bats, tees, like concessions, giveaways, promos, all the people who like have those things, they go there to show off so that the teams, mostly minor league teams, can go and buy them. And so your company makes the specialty Star Wars jerseys for that day of year. Okay, this other one does too. What do you have this year that we can get, or next year or whatever?
I
so there's
see.
just like so much stuff. Like you just kind of go around and like, oh, here's a new batting cage. Here's a hot dog. Here's a a new way to serve beer or something. So I miss that. That was so much fun. And I'm also like, I love gear. I love gloves. I love bats. I love batting gloves. I love all that stuff. Like, just baseballs. Like I have a glove on right now just because this is what I do to keep my hands ready. This is like a really old one that I bought on eBay. It's just an old first baseman's mitt.
That's beautiful.
And it's just kind of fun to have a little one. And
I saw you have that last episode. Randomly you picked it up and didn't say anything about it, but I noticed it.
I have too many gloves for me. Like here's an outfield one I have that I did custom just for fun.
Nice.
And it's green and purple, so it matches my hat, my Dinosaur Jr.
All right.
Has my name. It's kind of fun. Got the trapeze, So yeah, that's what I do is I love gloves.
That's so awesome. I wish I had all my gloves from when I played, but I don't.
So this is the special one. This is my dad's glove when he was a kid.
Amazing.
And it is what's great about it is my dad was right-handed, so we're not all perfect. But he is a Gus Bell model. And
no way.
Yeah. And so when he was a little kid, he had a paper route. Or not a little kid. I mean, I guess he was probably 10 or 11 because his dad was still alive. So he had a paper route, and he'd drive by the Five and Dime every day, and in the window was this Gus Bell McGregor glove.
Oh my gosh, this is like a movie.
And it gets better. And then he would go and drive by until he could get enough money. And then he finally saved up the $6, $5, whatever it was, and bought that glove. Had it through childhood. And then when he went off to, he was in Korea, but during the Vietnam War, in the Army and all that. Yeah, all these things happen. Grown up, 60s, whatever. And he comes home and, like it was a couple years later, he's like, oh, I don't have my glove. Man, I miss that glove. I love that, And fast forward to, I think it was 2019, 18, 20, somewhere around there. He talks, and it's like his next door neighbor who lived in the, like his mom, when he kind of went to college and all that, was in this little duplex, and the people next door owned it, but their daughter had this glove and had been using it since like 1969 or whatever when he left, and had taken it. It was special to her and all this, and so she had it. And we found out, and I was like, hey, I sent her an email. It's like, you know what? This would mean a lot for my dad for Christmas. Can I offer you any money or anything? She's like, I'll send it to you. And then I went on eBay, found the exact same model, sent her one.
Oh, nice. But that's your dad's actual one.
That is my dad's actual glove.
That is so cool, dude. It's so cool that it's Gus Bell too, because Buddy Bell and David Bell.
And I've taught. I showed it to David. What I should have done, but I didn't. When the Reds played at the Field of Dreams game, I took my regular glove, not the first baseman's mitt, and me and Jordan Bastian from MLB.com threw, like we just did on the Field of Dreams, because like you can, right?
Yeah.
But that was 2021 or 2022.
You couldn't have used it though. You couldn't have used it. You're right. You're left-handed.
I could have caught with it just to have it.
Or you could have had David catch it.
Or, well, I mean, he had other things going, but that's also part of the story. So we do that. That was 2022. Was that 2022 or 21? Yeah, it was 22. That was 2022, and my dad had died in February of that year. And it was funny. Before the game, there was a little time, and we're just there on the field, the field where they played the Reds game. And, David comes over, and we're just chatting. And he's like, and we talked about, my father, his grandfather, father-son baseball, Field of Dreams stuff. And he actually said, like, oh, hey, do you have your glove if you want to have a catch? And I was like, I know you got a lot. Thank you. We did it over there. But, like, it was super cool. And if I would have had this, I probably would have at least caught one with it.
Oh, my gosh. But yeah, that would.
I didn't think. And actually, I was, like, last minute threw my glove in my bag. So I was glad I did that.
That's such a cool story, dude.
And,
that is such a cool story.
Here's a piece of corn from that.
Really?
Field of Dreams corn. Yeah. When I was leaving, I just grabbed a piece because there's real corn. So I just grabbed a piece and then I just let it dry.
And it's not going to rot or anything?
I mean, this is from 4 years ago. So 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, it's just,
okay, then.
I mean, it's kind of dried out. But yeah.
I love it.
What else do you want back here? Shogo Akiyama bobblehead?
No, hey, I love talking about memorabilia and stuff. I love what everybody's into, because I wish I was into more of that growing up and when I was playing. Opportunity to get guys to sign things, or even like trade shows that you're talking about, like all kinds of stuff like that. I wish I was into that more back then.
Yeah. So, that's the basics. Winter meetings going to be interesting. I've talked to Nick, I've talked to Brad. They're trying stuff. They've talked to people. They do all that stuff. But, these things, like I say about free agency, is it ain't free and the players have agency. So, the timeline on that is weird, especially with CBA coming up. So we shall see. It seems like it's been a pretty slow off season. Maybe that's because I'm following the Reds, but we saw like Devin Williams sign yesterday with the Mets.
Yeah.
That was a name that had been thrown around for the Reds as a possible closer. I know they've
not for 51 million.
No. They've made an offer to Emilio Pagan, I know. That was not what he was looking for at this point.
Yeah.
That's how negotiations go. Just because you say no to one offer doesn't mean there isn't another.
Right. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So that's what I know so far. They've done, little moves.
Yeah. Here's a random question.
Mm-hmm.
When you're at the winter meetings, do you ever see like retired players, former players, looking for jobs? Like you were talking about, like how interns are there or people looking for internships.
Yeah. I'll always run across somebody, I remember a couple years ago, we were in, I think it was Nashville. And Nashville, you'll see a lot because a lot of guys live there. It's not really in Nashville; it's Opryland, which is a totally different thing. But anyway, I remember saw Ryan Hannigan and talked to Ryan Hannigan for a bit. I know Devin Mazaraco has been there a couple times, and his was more just kind of fun because he's an assistant coach at Pitt, works on their baseball team there.
Yep.
And but he was involved in the draft lottery. He was the representative there.
Oh, right. I saw that.
For the ping pong balls and all that. So yeah, I think that was for the Chase Burns pick maybe. And so, yeah.
Okay. Nice. I didn't know if older guys showed up to these things anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a king bed, so if you want, I mean.
No, I love what we do here.
At a distance. I love what we do at a distance and remote.
No. Yes, that. But I'm saying front office stuff. I've thought about that in the past, but I just don't know. That's a 24/7 thing.
It's not like the old days, where you're just old ball player, and they're like, hey, Danny, when you played, what do you think? Oh, that guy's fastball looks good.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it used to be tough for non-players to get involved in the front entrance office side. Now I think it's, for the most part, tougher for former players, just because people are looking outside, so there are more applicants in more places, and they're looking for different things. And there are very few players that I know. There are some who know how to do coding and all the stuff that is needed. That's beyond me too.
Yeah,
I just write. Yeah.
Well, I can 3D print. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. I've seen the stuff. Did you 3D print your hat with your name on it?
I can't wait to
I'm going to keep going on this one.
I can't wait. Because I have other colors too that have my name upside down. So, yeah. Anyways.
All right. So we're going to go to the second topic, which is the Eras Committee for the Hall of Fame. We talked last episode about the BBWAA. Now, that is the first way to get into the Hall of Fame as a player. If you fall off the ballot, you then have another chance to rectify our mistakes as writers. And, you put in some, there are a lot of people who've gotten in that way that I don't think are any lesser players than
right.
Guys. It's going back to 21 when I was there, Ted Simmons, what a great player. And it took way too long for him to get in. And so I just think that's one of those things that I think players who played, especially at the same time, they have a much better understanding of things that we don't. And so that, they can see those things that they think are important. And I love it. I love it. It is a way to, I don't know, make it a little bit more fair and give opportunities to people that maybe in our traditional role, we don't see a value in a lot of the same things or recognize where these people had that much impact. And I think it's important, and I think it's great. Is there anybody that you've played with or against that's not in the Hall of Fame that it just blows your mind?
Out of this list?
No, not out of this list. Just overall.
Oh, well, Barry Bonds blows my mind. Obviously, that he's.
But you understand why?
I do, but as we mentioned in our last episode, like that's what a lot of players were doing, and a lot of people were benefiting from the steroid era. And some of these guys are still getting in. Like, you know, it's a whole nother topic. Hopefully people saw that episode. You know, I think Roger Clemens too is the same.
Yeah, like, I mean, those two are like, yeah, you know, but then there's like guys like, you know, one, he's not on here, but a guy that it kills me, like Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, that's a great one. Kenny Lofton should be, and maybe when he gets
probably
on the
will be
air
in 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. But I believe Carlos Delgado. I believe Jeff Kent is a Hall of Famer. What he did as a second baseman for like that nobody else has ever done, you know, and he doesn't get many votes and now he's on this committee.
Yeah. So this is the modern era, which is 1980 and beyond. And like, not that you just play then, but like that's when they say greatest impact. You know, so Pete Rose played in 80 through 85, but his biggest impact was 60s and 70s. So like these are people whose biggest impact is there. So it's a 3-year cycle. There are 3 different eras committees. One is the modern, which is 1980 on, player ballot. That's this year. Next year is modern. I think it's like executives and umpires and off-field people.
Okay.
And then after that is the whatever I'm blanking on the name, but that's going to be the ones that's like non-modern or whatever. And that is going to be like Pete Rose and
pre-1980.
Pre-1980. So those guys, you know, so that's kind of how it does, and it's 3 years. And instead of the full BBWAA, you have a 12 or 16 member committee, which includes mostly players, but also a couple writers, a couple of executives, that kind of thing. And they have not announced who's on it. I think.
Is it different all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Hall of Fame picks who it is.
Oh.
So.
And then how many of those need to?
This group of 16, each member can only vote for 4.
Okay.
And you have to get 75%. So 12 votes. So you need 12 of 16. And that's what makes it really hard, because you look here and there's just zero, like, you know, they're not easy calls to me. Unless you're a player and you're like, or executive or whoever, and you're just like, nope, non-starter, you tested positive or whatever.
Right.
But otherwise they have 4 votes to use, just as like we have 10 on the full ballot, 4. And again, we talked about this in the last episode, you know, do you do strategic? Do you do whatever? They also discuss, which is different. You know, ours is a ballot. Each
private
person does it individually, you send it in.
Yeah.
Here it's much more, I've never been in that room. I know a couple people who have, and I know people who are going to be. But that is something that is done in a more collaborative way. I don't know if that's the right word, but there are discussions and debates and all that. And a lot of times it depends on who's in that room, you know.
Right.
16 guys,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can be Danny Graves, but you walk in a team meeting, you have a certain status. But if Ken Griffey Jr. is in there, he has a different status.
100%.
Barry Larkin, you know, that kind of, even Sean Casey, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And so it could turn into my buddy's getting in.
or
this dude's not getting in.
Which, I mean, you have some of the ultimate F that guys on this list, and you have some of the ultimate, oh, I love that guy on this list.
Yeah.
So here's our list. Why don't we do this? Barry Bonds is the first one. We're going to go in alphabetical order. He was 4 for 7 against you with 5 walks, a home run, and a strikeout in the book.
Yeah.
Roger Clemens, you never faced him as a batter.
Nope.
Carlos Delgado. Did you ever face him? Quiz time.
I don't feel like I did.
One plate appearance and he doubled.
That's why I don't remember.
As I said, Jeff Kent is the next guy. Jeff Kent
yeah.
hit for the cycle against you. He was 8 for 23 against you with a home run, 3 doubles, a triple, 5 RBI, a walk, and a strikeout.
See, that's why he should be in. I do remember the strikeout too. It was in Candlestick Park, and it was a fastball in that wasn't a strike, but they rung him up anyways.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's a strike now.
Yeah.
On Baseball Reference, it's a strike.
That's right.
Don Mattingly, you never faced him.
No.
Dale Murphy, another guy you never faced.
No.
One of my all-time favorites, just as a fan to watch, Gary Sheffield. Your numbers against him are pretty good. He was 4 for 12 against you, which is good for him, but they were all singles.
Right, and I didn't strike him out either, I don't think.
Yes, you did.
I did? No way.
I wrote it twice here. I will double check my math, but my thing.
I did hit him with the pitch too. We've covered that in a previous show. In a previous show, we talked about that.
Yes, we did. Sheffield. We talked about Sheffield. I just loved Gary Sheffield. I forgot to look all the way over there. Yep, hit by pitch. 1 strikeout.
Yeah.
1 strikeout against Gary Sheffield. That
was
in 2001. So 2001. Oh, I gotta log in. But yeah,
was he with the Dodgers then?
Let's see, Gary Sheffield. I think so. I think that sounds right. So that was pretty good. Limited the damage because that guy could do damage.
Yes, he could.
He was with the Dodgers. Yep.
Very intimidating, this dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think people realize what a great player Gary Sheffield was. And he came up, I mean, he has a career. This is a career OPS of 907. 140 OPS plus, which OPS plus, for watchers, listeners are unfamiliar, basically says, okay, here's your OPS, which is on base plus slugging. And we're going to look at where you played and when you played. And so there's a mathematical equation that looks at it. And 100 is average. And 140 is 40% better than his competition at that time. So over those 22 years, he was 40% better at the plate. That, I know off the top of my head that, and these kind of change every once in a while because there's some whatever, but George Brett, I think, was a 135 maybe. Mm-hmm. George Brett's the guy that I usually know most of the numbers off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, 22 seasons too for Sheffield. That's insane.
22 seasons. George Brett was a 135. Look at me. Hit 292.
Yeah.
393 on base in a 500 slug. I mean, he was close to a 3.45, which for 22 years.
Yeah.
509 home runs, 253 stolen bases, 1676 RBI, nearly 2,700 hits. Dude was unbelievable. He was a 5-time Silver Slugger, 9 times All-Star, won a batting title, won a World Series, was voted the Major League Player of the Year by the Sporting News one year. This guy finished 3rd in the MVP in 96. He's a guy 3rd in 2003 and 2nd in 2004 and 8th in 2005. That's when he was with the Braves, Yankees. And he is 34, 35, 36 those years.
Yeah. Yeah. And he made his debut as a 19-year-old too.
As a shortstop, yeah.
Yeah.
With the Brewers.
Yeah. Yep.
And then in 92 with the Padres, hit 330, won a batting title, beat his teammate who was probably pretty good that year with Okay, so he had a 330 average that year, 33 bombs.
See, when that was happening, you would get one guy, maybe two guys a year that could even sniff that to hit for average and hit for power.
Yeah. Most people above 300 then are hitting maybe 20 home runs. And that's that's an all-star.
Yeah.
This guy hit 33 home runs and hit 330 that year.
Yeah. Well, for such a wild and free and powerful swinger he was, he could hit it where he wanted to hit it. Like it wasn't just a wild swing out of nowhere. Like there was purpose to his swing.
And it was, I mean, the thing was, it was so just quick and compact.
And it was loud.
Like violent. It was violent. And it was just like, I mean, it was almost, it felt like a rattlesnake, right? You see it, you see the coil, you see the shake, and then snap,
and then strike.
And you're dead.
Yeah.
Unless you're Danny Graves and, he's a punch and Judy guy.
Maybe they had to have been hard singles, but we'll just call them little dribblers, infield singles.
But just like the strikeouts, nobody can tell you any different.
That's right. I do hope he gets in. Like if I had this list, if you got to vote on this list, Trent, like the research that you would have to do would be probably 10 times is what you normally do. Right?
It would be really tough.
Because you can make a case for every one of these guys.
Mm-hmm. I would probably have, I mean, I think 3 would be very easy for me. And they're the 3 guys that I've done the most work on. Mm-hmm. And that would be Bonds, Clemens, and Sheffield.
Mm-hmm.
To me, those guys are easy. Of course, they also have asterisks by their names, all 3 guys. So it could be an easy elimination for somebody else. And when you're getting 16 people, like we were talking about pizza earlier, like those 16 people ask them, like, okay, we're going to get pizza. What do you want on it? I think it's going to be tough to get 75%. Now, side note, when ordering pizza for a group, you should only order pepperoni and cheese. Everyone's happy that way, except for vegans, and they're not going to be happy anyway because they're vegan.
Right, so order something else.
I'm known for, at the Cincinnati Enquirer, I had an unfortunate reply all about pizza, and it's the Pizzagate memo is legendary. A friend of mine even has made my going away present is like this little cross stitch with a part of the pizza memo.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so those 3 have asterisks, and some may or may not go with that asterisk. But we talked about Delgado and the numbers that he has. His OPS plus is 138.
Yeah.
OPS for his career 929.
So 38% better. Again, I just said that George Brett had
135.
And I don't think anybody here is going to say, "Oh, George Brett."
Right.
My childhood favorite player. But he's an inner tier Hall of Famer to me. And I know there's not really a distinction once you're in, but there's certain guys that you just kind of go, yeah, of course. Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, like we talked. I'm like, oh yeah, those guys. Ichiro,
yeah.
Don't need to look at the numbers.
Right.
And George Brett's one of those guys. And Carlos Delgado had 473 home runs.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of homers. And a career 280. Career 280 batting average.
383 on base, 546 slug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what hurt him a lot, of course, was playing in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit tougher. That 2003 season, 161 OPS plus, hit 302, 426, 593 with 42 home runs.
Yeah. 145 RBIs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember they came to play us and that was the year that I started, and I was thankful that I didn't have to face Delgado, but obviously I faced him another time that you mentioned, but like that was the year that he was just hitting everything. And then
Yeah.
in our ballpark, they came to our ballpark to play. And I'm like, good thing I'm missing this series.
Like that's one of those that you look at the thing and you're like, ooh, yeah, I'm good.
Well, yeah, the year I started, it was always looking at who I got to miss. Not who I got to face. It's who am I missing?
That's pretty telling. Pretty telling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so in that 3-game series against pitchers not named Danny Graves, he went 5 for 13 with a double, 2 homers, and 8 driven in. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
8 RBIs in 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. And none of them were off me.
Let's see. Now I got to see this game that he had 5 in 1 game. Pretty good game. And that was John Riedling, Joey Hamilton, Kent Merker, Scott Sullivan, Scott Williamson pitched. So
I'm glad I had nothing to do with those.
hit one off John Riedling in the 2nd inning with a grand slam.
Oh, okay. So he got him half of them in 1 at bat. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, still 8 RBIs in 3 games. Cheese and biscuits.
It's not too shabby.
No.
But hey, let's see. Adam Dunn hit one off Roy Halladay, so there's that. It was probably majestic.
I'm sure it was. He didn't have any wall scrapers. His were either very gone or not. Like there yeah, there was no barely.
Yeah. He didn't touch the ball. Let's say. All right.
Yeah.
And then Kent, geez, that's another guy.
Yeah.
What was it like to have to face Jeff Kent and Barry Bonds in a lineup?
So I was more confused, like trying to have an approach with Jeff Kent, because Bonds was like, not that he was easy. Like, you knew, like if you gave him something anywhere that covered the plate or off the plate a little bit, he's going to hit it no matter what. Like he's going to put a good swing on it and he's going to crush it. With Jeff Kent, he stood so far off the plate. Like he would sometimes be able to reach the outside part of the plate. And then as soon as I think that I could get to the outside part of the plate, because there's no way he could reach this, then he would go out and get it and crush it. Then I would come in and try to throw it in on him, and then he would turn on it. So it's like, he's like, just his setup to me was so confusing. I did not know what he was ever looking for. Did he want it in or did he want it away? You know? So hence the fact that he had so many hits off me, and he career off me was pretty darn good. And I told you the one strikeout was a fastball that was in off the plate, but it got called for strike 3. So I'll take it. But this guy, he was so confusing. And I love Jeff Kent. I know people, have this thing about him, thinking that he's just not a good guy, just chappy old guy. And he was always great with me. We played together in Cleveland. And he always called me kid. Hey, kid. Even when, like, towards the end of my career and we were playing against each other, he's like, hey, kid. We played in this charity event here in San Antonio, because he lives in Austin, not too far from here. So we played on this little charity thing together, and he's like, hey, kid.
That's awesome.
Yes, I love it. But he was such a dangerous guy to face, and I was facing him more than Bonds anyways, because I had to walk Bonds intentionally many times, as we mentioned. Yeah.
And there's also the, I don't know if you know this one, Carl Erskine, the old pitcher, when he's talked about how you threw to Stan Musial. Do you know this quote? He goes, you just throw your best pitch and then back up third base. And that's kind of like Bonds, it's just like throw your best pitch and, either it's a ball or It's out of the park.
Well, you know what? Some of us in the bullpen started saying we had our own scouting report for Vlad Guerrero for senior. Yeah. Throw it right down the middle. Because when you try to throw it off the plate or down in the zone or up in the zone, he can get to it. So throw it in the middle and see what happens.
It's so funny that his son is like the exact opposite.
Yeah. Exact opposite. Yep.
And that goes, there was I think we had the story at some point looking back. Zach Greinke got Joey Votto out by throwing like just cookies. He threw BP fastballs because he was like, that's the one thing I know he's not looking for.
That's true. Yeah.
And actually looking ahead just selfishly for myself, they will be first year eligible the same year. Joey Votto and Zach Greinke. You want to talk about two great speeches.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like Joey's will be great. Like
Joey's
I have no doubt it'll be polished, perfect, whatever.
Yeah.
Greinke is a wild card.
Yeah. Just don't know what you're going to get from him, which is great though. Which would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's get back to this list really quickly.
Yeah.
Don Mattingly, just like the best player, maybe the best player in baseball for a couple of years there in the 80s.
Yes.
And injuries and all that. It's crazy to me when you think of all-time greats who not had a lot of postseason either appearances or success. His only postseason game, or his last game, was his, I think, first or second, or his first postseason series.
In 95, yeah.
Against the Mariners and Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
And Edgar Martinez hit.
That is so hard to believe because he only played for the Yankees.
Right. And it was just the wrong time. Now,
yeah.
We both grew up when we knew that the Yankees had been great, but we're still like, we hear about them every year and they're always going to disappoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that. So, who won the MVP in 1985? Probably, in retrospect, even as a George Brett fan, Rickey Henderson deserved it that year. But like Rickey is top tier Hall of Famer for me. Like just like he's leading off my lineup. I don't care who else is in it.
Yeah. Don't even look at his numbers. Yeah. Yeah.
But Mattingly also loved, respected, and you go here. The next guy, very similar. Maybe the best player in the game for several years in the 90s. Fell off really quickly, and that's Dale Murphy. What did because you grew up in Florida, right?
Yes.
And this was really, when you grew up, that was before there were any teams there. Who were you watching when you were a kid?
So there would be Yankees games on sometimes, like just randomly. So Mattingly and Rickey, I loved watching. The Reds, because their spring training was in Tampa and Plant City growing up. And a little bit of the Braves, not a whole lot. Like we would have to be at a friend's house that had TBS because we didn't have it.
Okay.
So
this is the thing. It's like, like anyone our age, there are probably a disproportionate amount of Braves and Cubs. Fans,
yeah.
Because those were the ones you could always see. Like I remember we moved back to the States in 83, and that year we got cable, and it was like, oh God, because on the Navy base we only got one channel. And so we got cable, and it's like, oh my God, like once the season started, like every day I'd come home from school and there was a game on. And it was the 1984 Cubs,
Yeah. Rick Sutcliffe.
So, Rick Sutcliffe got traded over there. They, that is Leon Durham, Cincinnati guy.
Yeah.
The Bull. Jody Davis, a Georgia guy.
Keith Moreland.
Keith Moreland. Steve Trout. I mean, like I can just go Ron Say, Ryan Sandberg, Shawan Dunston. That's pretty much the lineup, right?
Yeah.
Steve. So anyway, like that is. I talked to a lot of my friends who are just huge Dale Murphy guys because when we were growing up, and I went to school in Georgia, so I know a lot of people who grew up in Georgia and the South, and I've worked in Alabama. I know the South a lot. For people in the South, Dale Murphy is why they loved baseball.
Yes. Yeah.
And so there's a huge, like, extra bit, which also brings me to my last player, Fernando Valenzuela.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I mentioned something about Shin-Soo Choo and what he meant for Korean players. Well,
Yeah.
Fernando Mania, like, for not just Mexican players, but Latin American players, the way he was,
Yep.
I mean, he is a huge influence in why the Dodgers are what they are today, because that land that Dodger Stadium is on, Chavez Ravine, a large Mexican community was displaced to build the stadium. So from when it was built until really Fernando Mania, there was a lot of animosity towards the Dodgers from the Latin community in Southern California. But when Fernando got big, you just couldn't deny it. There was Fernando Mania, and then that really changed how the Los Angeles Dodgers were perceived in Los Angeles. It went from, like, you know, like, basically, for lack of a better term, like, you know, the white team, and then this brought in all the other diversity, and especially the Mexican community that had valid complaints about the land that was used for Dodger Stadium and the displacement of peoples. Not to get all sociological in here on you, Danny.
No,
I remember all this from your days at the University of Miami.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. No, I love hearing these things because I myself and I think others need to be reminded about what these players went through. And, you know, people just think of Valenzuela as Fernando Mania, but they don't realize the impact that he had on that city. And you mentioned the Latin American players in baseball. And
then he was an announcer for many years too, in Spanish, and they have the Spanish language, and they've done such a great job with that. And it's kind of cool. I mean, like, he was just, he was one of a kind. And like Mattingly and Murphy, I think it's really tough because these guys, their careers were shorter, and that dominance was more in a shorter period of time than maybe a guy like we talked about, you know, Kent, was it 22 years, or Sheffield 22 years?
Sheffield 22 years. Yeah. So are these guys on this for 3 years?
You can vote for 4. I'm sorry?
But how long is this? Are they?
Okay. Yeah. This is where it gets a little confusing. This is every 3 years. And before it was like, you know, you could be time and again, you could be nominated and discussed and up. This year, they put in a new rule, and this is really going to change it. I'm sorry, I'm going back to my story I had to find. The new rule states that any candidate on an era committee ballot, so that's any of these, who does not receive at least 5 votes will not be eligible in 3 years.
Okay.
So they fall off the thing, and then you can get back and say another 6 years. But if you were on the ballot twice, and it doesn't have to be twice in a row, it doesn't have to be just 2, it could be 2 out of 3. If you don't get 5 votes twice, you're done.
And can never be on it again.
And so, you know, we've been having, it's going to take some time, but in another 3 years, we can maybe not have the Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens debate. And in 2 plus 3, in 5 years, we could, well, we all know that we'll still have the Pete Rose debate, but he will be then unable to go through this way.
Right.
So that's a new rule, and it is not applied retroactively. I have been told. I asked that.
Gosh.
Bonds and Clemens. Now, this isn't, and this is, they were on there in 2022 4 of these guys were in 2022. Bonds and Clemens neither got 5 votes in 2022. Mattingly got 8 and Murphy got 6.
So if they don't,
this is not retroactive. This rule is from here on out.
From here on.
But for anybody who's like, well, there's no chance that Bonds and Clemens wouldn't get 5. They didn't get 5 last time.
Well, it depends on who's on the committee.
And I'm just saying, the Hall of Fame selects the committee members. And
so it could be that they select the ones who they want to vote for, the ones who want to get in.
or not.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, and that's not to say anybody's a puppet or anything like that. It's just that's the way it is. It's like they get to
there's
pick,
the good
and
the
you
good
can
thing
know.
is, the good thing is there's a great case for all 8 of these.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, because you can only vote for 4, there's you can see how it can be very difficult.
Very.
But it's the same with us, that we only have 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we actually, as a organization, the Baseball Writers Association of America, many years ago, went back and like, hey, can you give us more with the steroid thing? There's many more candidates than we have. And the Hall said no. And that was the end of it. So there you are.
Well, they make the rules, right?
They make the rules. So, all right, you can, we said me. Who are your 4?
All of them.
Nope.
Okay, so
Bonds,
Clemens, Sheffield.
So now you have to go with Delgado or Kent.
How do you know that's who I'm going with? That you're right.
Well, that's, like I see the arguments for Mattingly, Murphy, and Valenzuela, but like they're just glut of numbers to me aren't the same as those other 5.
Right. No, I think Jeff Kent. I think Jeff Kent, as of now, like if I know Delgado had more homers, like I don't know, all the numbers that he had were really good, but I think Jeff Kent as a second baseman, I mean, Rogers Hornsby for so long held the record for second baseman, right? And homers, is that who it was? Rogers Hornsby?
I think so, yeah.
And Jeff Kent did this. He broke that record. And like, I don't know. There's something special about Jeff Kent to me. Delgado's definitely deservable, but if I had to pick 4, Kent would be my 4th.
All right.
And the next ballot, I would go with Delgado, and of course, Kenny Lofton better be on it, and then I'll pick him.
But there could be some guys.
Yeah, I know. I don't think there's a wrong answer, right?
And I love that you say that, because I do that some of the times, like Cy Young's or whatever. I'll be like, don't know that there's a right answer, and I don't know that there's a wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's just mine, and that's what it comes down to. Whether you're Danny Graves or Trent Rosecrans, it's not a right answer or wrong answer. Just hopefully an informed answer that is mine, and I will own.
Yeah, and not a biased. I would never want to vote biasedly. Biasedly or biasedly?
Biased.
Biasedly. Okay.
No, yeah, I guess it's an adverb. So yeah, I would never want to be biased in my vote. Is how I would work around it.
See, you're a wordsmith.
No, it's my lack of wordsmithing. That's like, okay, I can't bat right-handed, so I'll just bat left-handed. I'm left-handed. Not going to play third base. All right, I guess I'll just play first.
Well, Donnie Baseball played third.
He did.
Yeah.
One of the last, one of the great ones. So, yeah, that's going to come up Sunday, and that'll be kind of interesting. And the good news is, Danny, I said I was going to make sure this one's shorter, and it is.
It is.
But
don't tell me how much shorter. I know it's not much shorter, but it's shorter.
Yeah. Hopefully next week we will be back at you. I will be in Orlando at the winter meetings. Danny and I will get together somehow. And we'll talk to the Foul Territory people because I think they will be there. We might even be able to do it live. We'll see. What do you think about that, Danny?
Yeah, that would be lovely. And hear all the gossip as it's happening.
And just do it live at there and have people say hi to Danny Graves while we're doing it. Could work really well.
It could. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, we shall see. So anyway, I just thanks again for you. Thanks for listening to everybody. This has been Riverfront Territory, which is part of the Foul Territory Network. It would be a great I don't know. It'd be very nice if you would subscribe to us right here on YouTube. I think, are you supposed to point, rate, and review, and all that, and subscribe?
I just don't know where you point.
Review. I don't either. We're an older generation, Danny.
Yeah.
You know, we're on the other side of the century, the half century. So, yeah. But we will be back. We're here twice a week during the off season. I am C. Trent Rosecrans. I am a senior writer at The Athletic, covered the Reds for a long time, and he is Danny Graves, who is not going to vote for a guy who's hitting 1,000 off of him.
His slugging's pretty good off of me,
Yeah, you know, but no bombs.
I'm gonna vote for him, just not yet.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't have to turn my ballot in yet.
All right. Thanks everybody for putting up with us.